Anxiety and depression can show up at the same time, and when they do, it can feel like you're being pulled into completely different directions. Anxiety usually comes from a place of urgent care. Your brain thinks that something's wrong, and it will say to you, do something, fix this is really important. Whereas depression is kind of like a lack of care. And it says, well, what's the point? Why bother? So you're left tense and wired, but also flat and disconnected. It's like you're trying to drive a car with the handbrake on. Now, depression isn't always sadness. It's often a loss of interest, a lack of feeling, a sense of being cut off from things that used to matter, and a persistent low mood. And anxiety can amplify this because it pulls your attention inwards and it makes it harder for you to access your life. Maybe you're agoraphobic, so you can't leave your house. Maybe you struggle with depersonalization and you don't feel connected to yourself or your loved ones around you. Or maybe you have visual disturbances, and so every waking moment feels like it's marred by what's in front of you. All of this makes it really difficult to experience your life in the way that you would want. And the more disconnected and out of touch you feel, the lower your mood can get. They can bounce off each other, they're not exclusive. But probably the biggest underlying behaviour in both anxiety and depression is rumination, which is when you're trying to fix how you feel with just your thinking. You'll go over things in your head, trying to make sense of it, trying to solve it, try to reassure yourself, try to find meaning, but all this does is keep you stuck in a cycle. So what helps? Well, we kind of take a little bit of a different approach to both of them. With anxiety, what we do is work on tolerating it. That means getting better at having that discomfort, tolerating that uncertainty, and allowing it to be there without reacting to it, even though it feels urgent. And with depression, the work is actually quite the opposite. We're going to try and challenge that. We're going to try and move against that pull to try and get us to shut down and not engage with things because we don't see a point in it. Most importantly, this means starting with our behaviour. We don't need to force a feeling. We don't need to try and just think positively. We don't need to feel connected right now, but we need to try and take manageable steps back towards our values and what we feel like is important to us, even if it feels pointless. You don't need to wait until you start feeling better. Act first and then the feeling follows. You just need to keep showing up even in small ways. And it's super important to give yourself some self-compassion whilst you take steps to doing these things. You're not failing, you're not doing anything wrong. You're a human being having human being experiences.